Hello, it's Charles with Uber Eats. Today is Sunday, the 8th of March, 2026, and I am blessed and grateful that I received the precious gift of tomorrow with God's wake-up call this morning, and I got to see another day here in beautiful, sunny Tampa, Florida. And you also woke up this morning and received that precious gift of tomorrow with God's wake-up call, and you got to see another day here on earth. I went to sleep last night in the camper, having been blessed and grateful for everything God has given me. God is good. God is great, always and always. I've got a nice place to sleep every night in the camper, a safe place to sleep. I'm able to afford my rent, gas, insurance, clothes, food, and all that because I'm building a fantastic business with Uber Eats here in Tampa, Florida, where God has put me in this time and place. I'm relatively healthy for a 50-year-old guy, and I get to enjoy fantastic weather here in Tampa, Florida. So God has most definitely been good to me. God is good, God is great, always and always. And I am doubly blessed because I have Jesus Christ in my life. I love Jesus Christ. Jesus is my Savior, my Redeemer, and my advocate. And I am blessed and grateful to have Jesus Christ in my life. I love Jesus Christ and I love the Lord. I'm sitting outside here at my usual pump at the Circle K, and I've been inside already, and I got my free cup of ice in my old Starbucks cup. You see that? Free ice. And because it's Sunday, I grabbed this green tea flavor of the Monster Rehab. Green tea, Monster Rehab, Revive, Refresh, Recover. And with today being the 8th of March 2026, and this can stating H2429. Didn't realize this. I have a 2024 can. I didn't realize that. I try to avoid getting any 2024 cans, but I sure got one this time. So this can was made, H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. So this can was made August the 29th of 2024. So August has 31 days in it. So 2 more days to get to September. And then you got 4 months. So this can is a year, 2 days plus 8, a year, 10 days, and 6 months. A year, 10 days, and 6 months old. So it's among one of the older cans I've ever bought recently, and it's expired. These cans are good up to 2 years. I didn't realize I was buying such an old can, or I wouldn't have bought this can. I must have bought it at a gas station at some point and overlooked the date. I wouldn't have bought it had I known it was from 2024, but it tastes okay. You can't tell it's from 2024. I think I got that date right. September, October, November, December, that's 4 months. And then you got January and February, that's 6 months. Yeah, I was right, a year, 6 months, and 10 days. You can't tell, it tastes fine. Those green tea flavors are so good, I'm surprised that can sat on the shelf so long that it didn't get sold. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. I checked my Powerball ticket. Here's my Powerball ticket I'd bought for last night's drawing. And I bought this ticket on the 5th of March. And I played my normal numbers of 14, 22, 25, 37, 49, and 23 Powerball. And the number that came in last night on the Powerball was 17, 18, 30, 50, 68, and the Powerball 24. That's funny because the recent Mega Ball that came through was 24. So 24 and 23 hit a lot, I've noticed, on the Mega and the Powerball, but I didn't hit any numbers. None of my numbers came in last night, so According to the Powerball website, the jackpot now for tomorrow night is up to 46 million for the Powerball. And just like I said I would, I bought a Mega Million ticket because it's up over 500 million. I think it's at 533 million for the next drawing, which is Tuesday night. Yeah, it's 533 million. And I played the numbers 1, 10, 12, 33, 67, and the Mega Ball 24. And they randomly give you a times. I got a 10 multiplier, so I guess it doesn't, of course, count for the jackpot. But if I win anything, I assume I win 10 times the normal prize, because they gave me a 10 times multiplier on this ticket. And when I bought this ticket yesterday, I bought this at almost 3 o'clock, 2:52 in the afternoon yesterday. The lady at the stand, at the register, at the gas station, I can't remember which gas station it was. It might have been a Citgo. She was talking to another coworker about a ticket they need to sell that didn't get bought. It was one of the Florida lottery tickets. And I asked her how much it was. She said it's $2. I said, I'll buy it. Here's that Florida lottery ticket. I bought a mistake. Sometimes those mistakes come through, you know. I was watching a television program a long time ago, and a lady, she didn't win the jackpot, but she won a mistake and won several $1,000s off of a mistake she bought. So I thought that same thing could happen to me. So I used to work in a grocery store, and anytime we had a mistake, if it wasn't too much money, I always bought the mistakes that we printed. I never won any money from them, but I continue to do it nonetheless because of that story I heard on the news. So this was for that night's drawing, yesterday's drawing. I didn't hit anything on it. The Florida lottery number that came through was 1, 10, 11, 24, 37, and 46. The only number I hit of that was 46. So I don't guess I would win anything for hitting one number, but I'm going to make sure I check it before I throw it out. I managed to get another code for my breakfast at McDonald's yesterday, and I got another code today. I had a recent software update on my phone, and it added another browser onto my phone that I'm not going to use, but it occurred to me that if I open that browser, I might be able to get some extra codes. It wouldn't recognize my phone possibly, and that worked. So I got another code for a free breakfast sandwich this morning. I'm going to get 2 sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffins, and it's going to be buy one get one free with this code I got. And I'm going to enjoy coffee, of course, this morning. But I went on to AAA and Gas Buddy to find out about gas prices, and fortunately the gas hasn't went up again today at this Circle K. It's actually gone down. Yesterday, Saturday morning, it was at $3.49. And if I recall, that was the same as the day before. It had stayed the same. Well, it's gone back down again. It's down 10 cents from yesterday. Now this Circle K has gas, the low grade, 87 grade gas at $3.39. So I wouldn't mind if it continued to tick down. I don't expect it to continue to tick down, but I'll be thrilled if it does. According to AAA and Gas Buddy, the average price of gas in the state of Florida has gone up from yesterday. It's gone up 5 cents to $3.44. It was $3.39 yesterday morning. And the average price of gas in the United States has gone up 4 cents from yesterday. Saturday morning, it was at $3.41. This morning, this Sunday morning, the 8th of March, it's up to $3.45. So unlike the last couple days, this Circle K is actually cheaper than Florida and the state and the national average. It's cheaper than the Florida state average by 5 cents, and it's cheaper than the national average by over 6 cents. So those are good, all good trends. I read a news report yesterday evening when I was settling down in the camper that gas prices are expected, the average price of gas in the United States is expected to peak over $4. That's the average. So I can't imagine what that's going to look like in Florida and other states where the gas prices tend to be higher on average than other states. You know, up in the north they're cheaper. Gas prices tend to be cheaper up north than they are in the south. So it's not looking good. I also went into weather-atlas.com to find out about the time that sun will rise today and sunset time, and to find out about the weather. And with the time right now being 5:19 a.m. and that website, weather-atlas.com, saying the sun will rise today at 7:46 a.m. That's 2 hours, 27 minutes from now. And that website says the sun will set this evening at 7:34 p.m. So today, Tampa will enjoy 11 hours, 48 minutes of daylight today, this Sunday morning, Sunday, the 8th of March. I also wrote down what that website had to say about the weather I can expect in Tampa today, and this is what it said. It said, mostly clear skies and sunshine will create ideal daytime conditions for Tampa, Florida. The expected high is a tropical 86 degrees and the low and enjoyable 66 degrees, with a humidity of 71% and winds out of the south at 7 miles an hour. These conditions are more similar, typical April weather conditions for Tampa, rather than conditions that you would expect to see in March. So we're much warmer right now than Tampa tends to be. And I'm assuming that's on account of that high pressure system that's still sitting off of Florida's east coast, is causing Florida to be much warmer than it usually is. I wonder how that bodes, if that has anything, will correlate to any kind of summertime conditions that we'd expect with hurricanes and stuff like that. I'm going to try to remember what weather conditions I experienced over the winter time in the early parts of this year, and see if I can see any patterns with and any predictions I can make with the hurricane season. It's been very dry. Maybe that will play a role in whether or not we have hurricanes or not. At least hurricanes that make landfall. I went on to ask Meta AI about the weather here in Tampa, and this is how it responded to my question. It said, Tampa's weather forecast for Sunday, March 8th looks great. Expect mostly sunny skies with highs in the mid-80s and lows in the mid-60s. There is a slight chance of rain showers, only 20%. Winds will be gentle at 5 to 10 miles an hour out of the south. I also went on to just one YouTube page. The 10 Tampa Bay didn't have a new YouTube video uploaded. It was one that I had written the weather for Saturday on from, so I didn't write down anything that YouTube page had to say. But this was a new Fox 13 Tampa Bay YouTube. They had meteorologist Valerie Mills on this one. This was uploaded yesterday, I think in the afternoon. Valerie Mills says Tampa is not likely to get much rain Sunday, with only a 20% chance of precipitation. We will be pushing the 90-degree high temperatures for most of Tampa Bay all next week. Today, expect a high of 86 and a low of 68. She said Sunday will be mostly sunny and very dry. We'll be drying out over Sunday and going into Monday. It's going to be quite dry, she said. I love that green tea flavor of the Monster Rehab Revive, Refresh, Recover. It's fantastic. I wrote down my Uber Eats results from yesterday. I could have driven later into the day. They were predicting rain. The radio was saying it was going to likely rain after 3. It didn't rain until I got back to the camper. It was after 4 by the time I got back to the camper, but I cut my day off. I was tired because I hadn't slept well the night before, because my roommate was being noisy most of the night, and I just decided to call it a day. I hit my 110 mark. I earned my extra $240 yesterday, and I figured that was good enough. I had a fantastic day earnings-wise with the app, not just because of the $240. I made great money aside from that. So it's been a fantastic week delivering Uber Eats here in Tampa, Florida. I've had a fantastic week, and the weather has been very nice. But I earned that $240. I hit 110 deliveries for the week, so I decided to quit for the day. And it looks like, I didn't count these up to see the difference from one day to the next, but it looks like I got 5 upvotes. All these numbers went up by 1. I now have 686 upvotes for Deliver with Care. I had one person said I delivered food to their door with great care yesterday. My friendly score went up by 1. I'm now at 605. Quick and efficient went up 1 to 594. Good communicator went up 1 to 591. And my area of opportunity is still delivering with a perfect handoff. I now have one more. I did 566 now. I reminded literally every single customer to give me a survey, to respond to that survey and let me know how I did, and that I really appreciate the responses, and I like reviewing how well I did with my job yesterday. But only one person responded to that, unfortunately. One of my canceled percents dropped off. I was at 4% canceled orders. One of those dropped off. I'm now at 3% canceled orders. My on-time score improved by 1. I delivered to stores. I arrived at stores and restaurants on time, and I arrived at customers' homes on time 93% of the time yesterday, Saturday. My acceptance score went up 2 to 92%, and my customer satisfaction is still a fantastic number. 99% of my customers I'm keeping happy. So all good numbers. I wrote down all the deliveries I completed for Saturday the 7th of March. I did 12 trips, and it looks like that was number 1 was a double, so there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16. It looks like that one's a triple. 17, 18, 19, 20. No, that was a quadruple. I might have had 20 customers. Yeah, I did. Like I said, I did 20 trips, so that makes sense. I had 20 customers. My last trip of the day was a quadruple. So and after that, after dropping off Gina's Blasi's pizza order, that's that Cuban pizza place that claims to be the best Cuban pizza in all of Tampa Bay. After dropping her off her order, I decided to quit for the day. It was almost 3. It was just after 3. So I had 20 customers yesterday. That makes sense. But I started out the day picking up a double for Eric and Albert. Eric and Albert, they were scheduled to tip me $7 through the app, and I earned a fare of $6.44. So I was supposed to make $13.44 on that trip, but one of them, Eric or Albert, decided to add $4 to my trip. I'm not sure why. I treated them like I treated all my customers. Nothing unusual happened with their orders, but one of them added $4 to my tip. So I actually made an $11 tip. So thank you, Eric and Albert, for the very generous $11 tip. I appreciate that. I made $17.44 on that double. That was, even though I did a quadruple later on in the day, that was my best paying run of the day, $17.44. So thank you so much for the Wendy's and the McDonald's business, and thank you for the very generous tip, Eric and Albert. I appreciate the both of you. That was a great way to start the day. And you helped me earn my $240 yesterday. So thank you for that also, Eric and Albert. Thank all my customers for that. I hit my mark yesterday. I made my quest, and maybe I'll be starting a new quest next week. I haven't gotten any emails that would indicate that, but they might have another quest for me next week. I would be fantastic. Next week is spring break week, so I don't know what kind of week I'm going into with spring breakers coming down. I don't know how that's going to impact my business, whether it's going to help me or make it worse for me, but I'll find out next week with spring break. Trip number 2 was for Yanni. Yanni wanted Kiki breakfast on Citrus Plaza. Yanni tipped me $5 and I earned a fare of $3.09. I made $8.09 for Yanni's order. Thank you, Yanni, for the $5 tip. I appreciate that. After dropping off Yanni's Kiki breakfast order, I went on trip number 3 for Tim. Tim wanted McDonald's picked up from Tampa Road. Tim tipped me $2.29 and I earned a fare of $2.72. So I made $5 and a penny for Tim's order. Thank you, Tim, for the $2.29 tip. And then trip number 4 looks like a double. Nana wanted Einstein Brother Bagels on McMullen Booth Road, and Margie wanted Starbucks on Hillsboro. Nana and Margie were very generous, and they tipped me $8.05. And their fare was $3.50, so I made $11.55 for picking up that Einstein Brothers Bagels and Starbucks order. Thank you so much, Margie and Nana, for that tip. Over $8 tip. I appreciate the both of you. Thank you so much for that. After dropping off Margie's Starbucks order, I went on trip number 5. I picked up pizza for Maria. Maria wanted pizza from the store on Hillsboro. Maria tipped me $3.11 and her fare was $2 for picking up that Pizza Hut order. I made $5.11 for picking up Maria's pizza from Pizza Hut on Hillsboro. Thank you so much for the over $3 tip, Maria. And then this is a double from the same restaurant. Number 6 was a double for Amina and Elena. They both wanted Cow Bakery. I guess that's how you say it. CAO Bakery Cafe on Hillsboro. Amina and Elena, they tipped me $4 and their fare was $12.62. So, no, I screwed it up. Their fare was $2.62 and they tipped me $4, so I made $6.62 for picking up that Cow Bakery Cafe order for Amina and Elena. Thank you for the $4 tip. I appreciate that. And thank you for the Cow Bakery and Cafe order. I ordered a fare of $2.62. Then I went on to pick up a meal for Sarah from, this is trip number 7. Sarah wanted Village Inn Restaurant on Hillsboro. Sarah tipped me $3.99 and I earned a fare of $2, so I made $5.99. Thank you for the nearly $4 tip, Sarah. I appreciate that. And then I went on another single. This was trip number 8. I went to 7-Eleven to pick up 3 Monster Zero Ultras for Chase. Chase's fare was $2.30 and he tipped me $3, so I made $5.30 for picking up Monster energy drinks for Chase from the 7-Eleven on Memorial Highway. Thank you, Chase, for the generous $3 tip. I appreciate that. Then I went right back to the same 7-Eleven for trip number 9. This was for James. I went to the 7-Eleven on Memorial Highway for James. James, I spoke to him briefly at the motel. He was at a motel. He had just got back from taking a cruise and he was replenishing his groceries. He bought some groceries from 7-Eleven. He bought a lot. He bought water, drinks, chips, and stuff like that. He said, I'm replenishing my refrigerator from getting back from a cruise. I guess he wanted to let me know he just got back from a cruise, and he worked that into the conversation. He was proud of that, which is fine. I asked him if he had a good time, and he said, yeah, I try to go on 2 cruises a year. And I said, I'm going to have to do that before too long. I said, it'd be a shame living in Tampa, Florida, and not going on a cruise. They have these cruise ships lined up all up along the coast here. So it would be silly of me not to take a cruise now that I live in Tampa, Florida. He said, you really should do that. So I thanked James I thanked him for the tip while I was there talking to him, and I said I'm going to definitely take a cruise soon. James tipped me $6 and I earned a fare of $2, so I made $8 for delivering 7-Eleven to James. Thank you, James, so much for the $6 tip, and thank you for the $2 fare. I appreciate you. And then I went on to pick up a double for Mark and Brad. Mark wanted China 1 on Dale Mabry, and Brad wanted IHOP from Spruce Street. Brad and Mark were very generous. They tipped me $7.65, and I earned a fare of $3.89. So I made $11.54 for picking up food for Brad and Mark. Thank you for the $7.65 tip, Mark and Brad. I appreciate that. That was kind, generous, and thoughtful of you. Then I went on another double for Angela and Carrie. This is trip number 11. Angela wanted Cracker Barrel on Hillsboro, and Carrie wanted Pacific Thai Cuisine on Tampa Road. They were generous and gave me a very big tip. You know, I was mistaken. That 1744 first trip was still the best one. This was another good paying run though. I made $15.92 from Angela and Carrie's Cracker Barrel and Pacific Thai Cuisine order. Thank you so much for the $12.35 tip, Angela and Carrie. I appreciate that. And this is where I got to last trip of the day is where I earned my $240 extra for the week. It was a quadruple. Isaac, Calvin, Melvin, and Gina got me to my 110 deliveries for the week. Isaac wanted Wawa on Hillsboro. Calvin wanted Wawa. Calvin and Melvin wanted Wawa on Hillsboro, and Gina wanted Blassie's Pizza on Hillsboro. Isaac, Calvin, Melvin, and Gina, they tipped me $11.20, and I earned a fare of $5.81. So I made $17 and a penny for this quadruple. Thank you so much, Isaac, Calvin, Melvin, and Gina. I appreciate you for the generous $11.20 tip, and thank you for helping me earn my $240 extra for the week. I appreciate that. I appreciate all my customers yesterday. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to afford my rent, saving up money for my retirement, my next car, my next trip, and helping me eat, pay my rent, and just helping me get along here in Tampa, Florida. Thank you so much. I appreciate all my customers here in Tampa, Florida. Well, I'm going to wrap this up and get into the McDonald's and enjoy another wonderful breakfast. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye for now. God bless you all. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend like I am.